Okay, everybody, let's start our video. Okay, so you can start your video already. So we're going to start our lesson now. Okay, all right, come. So let's get your paper one ready, your Henry Park paper one. Okay, is my voice very clear? Right, everybody can hear my voice clearly, Okay, all right, so this paper one is going to be a little challenging. Okay, there'll be some questions that I think not easy. So we will spend a bit longer time to go through those questions. Okay, so everybody start your video. Otherwise, we still can't start the lesson. So Leewen, Caleb, Ashlyn, Karina, Jordan, Philip. So everybody start video. And just a reminder, if you off your video, then immediately you will see yourself out of the room already. So make sure your video is always turned on.
Mr.
Okay.
I can't turn on my camera.
Oh, you can't turn on. Okay, then for your case is all right. Okay, because if you can't turn on, then it's all right. Okay, the rest of you have to turn on. Okay, Anson, Suran, and okay, let's start. Okay, now let's look at question one and revise the concept. Okay, the concept. So we question one. Okay, what does the digit 9 stands for? Okay, let's quickly revise the place value. Now the digit in front of the decimal point, all right, the digit in front is always a whole number. So what place is that? That is your ones place. And then the digit behind, which is the digit 7, that is the tenth. So when you see a TH, that is your decimal, that's your decimal already. And then the digit 8 will be your hundredth. So it's getting bigger, right? That's your hundredth. And then the digit 9 will be the thousandth. Okay, so these are your place value that you have to recognize. So the digit 9 stands for what? 9,000, which is answer number 1. All right. Okay, question number 2. Okay, so how do we do this? Again, you circle the groups, all right? If you're not sure, circle the groups, and then you rearrange them, put the groups with the same kind, put them together. So your 10K put together with minus 2K. So put the groups with the same letters together. And then the whole numbers, which is a plus 8, right? Plus 8, put together with the other whole number. All right, then you can solve already. So 10K minus 2K will be 8K plus 8 minus 3 is 5. So you have 8K plus 5. So answer number 2. Okay, all right, so question 3. In a class of 40 students, 15% of them do not wear spectacles. What is this percentage talking about? It's talking about them, which is all the students, and all the students will be 100%. Okay, so remember that. So every time you see what you see percentage, then you must know what is your 100%, which is everybody. So if everybody is 40, so your 100% is 40, then how many percent wear spectacles? You take 100 minus 15%, that will give you 85%. All right, so you can do this way. So you find 1%. All right, how do you find 1%? So if you can jump, you jump. If you don't know how to jump, then don't jump. Okay, so if you cannot jump, you find 1% and ignore. All right, don't do any working, just write as a fraction, 40 over 100. Now this is going to be important for your paper 2 because paper 2 will be harder. So when you write this way, it's easier for you to keep track of what you are doing, all right, for the harder questions. So what is 85%? 85% will be 40 over 100 multiplied by 85, and then you cancel. So divide by 10, right? And then 10 divided by 5 is 2, 85 divided by 5 is 17. Can you cancel some more? Yeah. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So once your denominators are 1, you can multiply already. So 2 times 17 will be 34, and 1 times 1 is 1. So how many students wear spectacles? So you have 34 students who wear spectacles. So answer number 4. Yep. Okay. All right. Ashlyn, Jordan, video starts. Okay, start video. Okay, question number 4. Okay, the figure shows a circle with diameter. Diameter is what? It is a line that cuts a circle in the middle, right? A line that cuts a circle into 2 parts. That's your diameter. So what is area? How do you find area? The formula to use is pi r square. Okay, so you always write down the formula first and then put the numbers inside your formula. In terms of pi means no number, right? Don't have to write anything. Just put pi as inside your steps. So pi times radius. What's the radius? Take the diameter, cut into half. The radius is 11. Okay, to get radius, you just take diameter and divide.
Mr. Ong,
Yep.
What paper is this?
What paper? Henry Park. This Henry Park. Who is talking to me? Who is Li Wen, right? Is it Li Wen? Henry Park paper 1, right? We sent to you already, some time ago. So pi times radius times radius. So pi times 11 times 11. Okay, this one you must do working already. So 11 times 11 is 121. 121 times pi is 121 pi centimeter square. Answer number 3. Okay, so you have to make sure that you choose the right formula. If you use the wrong formula, then your answer is wrong. Okay, all right, question 5. Now, question 5, when I see this picture, immediately there is a method that comes to my mind. What's the method? I'm trying to find parameter. So parameter, what do? I pull out method, use the pull out method. So how do you use the pull out method? Okay, and why do we need to use a pull out method? Because I don't know what number is this side. I don't know what number is this side. So how are you going to add all the sides? You cannot add all the sides, right? So there's the traditional way is you add everything, add all the sides. Those who don't understand what I'm talking about, it means this is what we always do, right? You add all the sides. Am I correct? Add all the sides, right? But why you can't do that? Because some sides don't have numbers. Then you must have method already, method to find parameter. So what's a parameter? You pull out the lines. Okay, for example, this line is over here, okay? And this line, nothing happens. So this line you pull down, okay, pull down, and you form a straight line below. And by the way, this is 9 cm, right? Okay, and then what else? This line, nothing happens. This line you pull up. So you form a line, which is something like that, okay? And then what else? This line pull to the right. And then this line pull to the right. So you have another line opposite. Yeah. Okay, so you pull the lines out to form a rectangle, and that's the method. So what's the breadth? The breadth is 9 cm. What's the length? The length is 5 plus 8, 13. Opposite side is 13. So you just have to add all the sides of the rectangle. So 13 plus 9 is 22, plus another 22. You will get perimeter of the rectangle, which is 44 cm. Okay, so what's the method here? Pull out method. You use the pull out method when some sides don't have numbers. Yeah. Okay. Let me just okay, now we have more people coming already. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now we may end a bit later today because some of the questions are a little bit harder. So it will take some time to go through. Okay, Michelle and Tayson, mute your background. Okay, let's go on to question number 6. And again, if there's any questions you want to ask, you can stay back after 9 p.m., right? And then you ask me. Okay, question number 6. Hang on, number 6. Okay, now how many letters are not symmetrical? Okay, now if you look carefully at the L shape, how do you know whether it is symmetrical? Count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides as well. So you can actually cut it. You can cut it into half. So that's symmetric. Okay, how about circles? Circles has limitless. Okay, many lines of symmetry, right, for circles. And then how about your N? Your N has no symmetry line. Okay, N no symmetry. Your E, this is your symmetry line. So how many letters is not symmetrical, which is your letter N? Only 1 letter. So answer number 1. Right? Okay, let's go on. Question number 7. Question number 7, if you don't know how to do, there is a method again. What is that method? There are clues. All right, the question gives you clues on what method you can use. So what is the clue? A number when divided by 20 gives a remainder of 6. That is a clue. The whole sentence is a clue already, which is systematic listing. Okay, all right, before we continue, all right, Jared, Timson, Philip, Ashlyn, start your video. All right, too many videos are turned off already. Mr. Ong cannot teach when it's a black screen. Okay, except for Yoke. All right, Jared, if your video is okay, you can turn on already. Okay, so a number when divided by 20 gives a remainder of 6. So this is the clue to tell you that you can do systematic listing. So how to do that? Okay, have a table. Every time there's systematic listing means you have a table. So a number when divided by 20. So what does that mean? It means that something, right? A number divided by 20 gives a remainder of 6. Right? So what is that? Question mark. So you start with the smallest number, which is 1. Okay. So okay, a number when divided by 20, right? let me see, a number when divided by 20 gives a remainder of 6. So, okay, what number is that? So you can start with, let me see, a number when divided by 20 gives a remainder of 6. You start with, okay, hang on for a while, Miss Tong need to do this. A number when divided by 20 gives a remainder of 6. So which of the following is added to the number? Okay, so what happened is, you can, you start with what? A number divided by 20. So, okay, can we just skip this question first? I'll come back to this later so that I don't keep everybody waiting. I'll come back to this later, all right? So that we don't keep everyone waiting first. Okay, let me just skip this and let's go on to the next one. Question number 8. Okay, the line graph shows the tourists who visited country X from 2014 to 2018. So this is a line graph. What do? You have to count the gaps. 1. So before you can put the numbers on the line, you have to count the gaps. So 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 gaps, which is 20. So 1 gap is 20 divided by 5, that is 4, right? And then put numbers on the line graph. So 2014 is how many? 40. And use a ruler. I think I have reminded you that if there are many lines, what do? Use a ruler so that you don't get confused, right? Because there are so many lines there. So what number is 2015? That will be 48. Okay, 48. And then the next one, 2018, that will be what? That will be, you take, that will be 80, work backwards, minus 4, 72, and then go higher. What number is that? That will be 80 plus 4 and then plus 4, 88. All right, any mistake, let me know. And what's the number there? 120. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to do first. Then you can answer the question. So which of the following periods did the tourists increase the most? Then you find the differences. You take 48 minus 40, that's a difference of 8. And then 72 minus 48, how many? That's an increase of 24. And then 88 minus 72, that's an increase of 16. 120 minus 88, so what's the increase? So you have to do working. I'm using my calculator so we can do a bit faster. So there's an increase of 32. Yep. So which period has the most increase? From 2017 to 2018. So answer number 4. All right. Okay, number 9, the tourists in 2019. So there's a missing year, a year that's missing. And there was a 20% decrease from the tourists in 2018. So what does that mean? How does the line graph look like? So because there's a decrease, it means that 2019, from 2018 to 2019, the line goes down. Something like that. Okay, there's a decrease. So the line will go down. And there is a 20% decrease. So before you can minus 20%, you always have to start with 100%. And then you minus 20%, and 2019 will be 80%. Okay, there's a very important concept here. If there's a 20% decrease, then you must do what? You must always start with 100% first, which is what year? 2018. And then 2019 will be 80%. Okay, so now we can find how many tourists in 2019. So 100% is 120,000, right? 120. Okay, then can we find how many is 80%? Then you do jumping. If you can do jumping, then you do jumping is faster. So you divide by 5, you get 20%. And then the other side, you also divide by 5, you get 24. Yep. And then 20 times 4, you get 80. And then 24 times 4, you get 96. So how many tourists are there in 2019? Which is 96,000. Okay, so your answer will be number 3. Okay, clear so far? So your percentage concept, your understanding of percentage, you must know how to interpret the 20% decrease. So you always start with 100% first before you can minus 20%. Okay, question 10. Question 10, okay, now this one will take some time. Okay, so what is the correct or what is not the nets of the cube? There are 4 answers there. So what you do is, okay, there's a little way, there's a little method you can use. Draw cubes for all the nets. Okay, draw cubes for all the nets. All right. So okay, can't show you. I can't. That's not. It's a bit hard to show you. the manipulatives. So we have to do something like this. Okay, so you draw cubes, right? And then what do? Then you put numbers onto the net. Okay, but first of all, where's the base? Let's call this the base. Okay, the base. And then you start putting numbers. Okay, put 1, 2, base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then what do? Transfer onto your cube. All right, so your base is below, right? Your base. And then where's your 1? Your 1, so you have to visualize, you have to visualize your 1 is at the back. Okay, your 1 is at the back. Okay, so you have to visualize. And then, okay, and then your where's your 2? Where's your 2? If you look carefully, your 1 is at the back, then your 2 will be over, where's your 2? Okay, so your base, then your 2 will be I think your 2 is here, right? Your 2, right? Your 2. So you try to visualize. It's a bit hard to show you. So you have to try to visualize where to put the numbers. And then your 4 is here, right? And then where's your 5? Your 5 is the rooftop. Okay, your 5 is the roof. Okay, and then what else? Then your 3, where's your 3? Your 3 will be here. Okay, your 3. Okay, all right. So once you have put the numbers there already, then you look at where are the shadings. Can you see the 2? The 2 is shaded. Let me use a black color. The 2 is shaded here, and the 4 is opposite side shaded. So if you look at which one is not the nets of the cube, your shaded is top and right. But if you look at number 1, where are the shaded faces? The left and the right. Okay, the left and the right are not the same as what you see over here. Okay, not the same as what you see over here. So number 1 is not the nets of the cube. Do you understand? Okay, I give you one more example. Okay, one more example. Okay, for example, let's say, let's look at number 3. Okay, call it the base. So the base, and then give numbers. Okay, give numbers onto the nets. Okay, so where's your base? Your base is at the bottom, yeah? And then where's your 3? Your 3 is here, yeah? And then where's your 4? Your 4 is here, yeah? And then your 5 is the rooftop. And then where's your 1? Your 1 is behind. Where's your 2? Your 2 is on the left side. Okay? All right, and then you look for the shadings. Okay, where are the shadings? Okay, let me use black color again. Number 2 is shaded. Okay, so this is the shaded part, shaded face. And then number 3 is in front. Yeah, in front. So does it look the same as the question? Yeah, it looks the same. Something similar, right? If you look at the picture in the question. So number 3 is the correct nets. And of course, if you do the same thing for number 2 and number 4, it is also the correct nets. So which is the wrong net? The wrong net is number 1. Okay, so what's the lesson here? The lesson here is you have to draw a 3D cube and then put numbers onto the net and then later transfer the numbers onto the 3D cube. Okay, and then see whether they match or not. If they don't match, then there's a mistake. Okay, clear? Are you clear so far? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 11. The table shows the number of books read by 37 students and the number of students who read 5 books were not shown. So can we find how many students read 5 books? What is the question mark there? So if there are 37 students, right, 37 students, then you just take 37 minus 10, all right, 37 minus 10, minus 8, minus 7, minus 9, and you will get 3 students who read 5 books each. So how many students read at least 3 books? Then at least 3 books means what? You have to look at 7, 9, and 3. These are the students who read at least 3 books. So 7 plus 9, 16, 16 plus 3 will be 19. So you have 19 students who read at least 3 books. Okay, right? All right, now let's go to number 12, angles. Okay, now this one you have to put the compass onto the map. So 5 attractions are shown. Mike is at one of the attractions. He's facing X. All right, facing X. So when he turns around 35 degrees clockwise, he faces Y. So Y is here, right? Okay, so where do you think he is? All right, so maybe, for example, maybe you have to do some you have to do a little bit of try and error. Okay, try and error. So maybe, for example, maybe Mike is at C. Okay, Mike is at C. right? Then what do? Then you put the compass in the middle of him and use a what? Use a pencil so that can erase if it's a wrong position. So put the map in the middle of him like this, okay? And your 8-point compass, okay? 8-point compass. So he's facing Y, facing X, right? And he turned 135 degrees, and what will happen? He will face what? He will face Y. So if you look carefully, it doesn't look like 135 degrees. It is like 180 degrees. So he cannot be at C, right? Cannot be at C, right? Okay, so because it's a wrong direction or wrong place, so you erase. Okay, so that's why you must use a pencil so that you can erase and then try another place, another position. So how about maybe he is at position B? All right, maybe he's at position B. So you put him in the middle of B and then draw your compass. Okay, draw your compass. And okay, and then your 8-point compass as well, 8-point compass. All right, if you can also draw your 8-point compass, 8-point compass, something like that. Okay, make sure that your line cuts through the diagonal, cuts through the square diagonally. All right, diagonally. And then what do? And then he is facing X, right? Facing X at first. And when he turned 135 degrees clockwise, that's 90. And then this is another 45. And what will happen? He will now face Y. So which direction, which attraction is he at? He must be at letter B, right? So answer number 2, right? He is at position B. So how do you do this? You have to put the compass in the middle and then you turn. If it's wrong, then try a different place. Okay? All right, question 13. All right, so is the lesson clear so far? No question now. Any question, you raise a hand or you wait after the lesson. Okay, wait until 9 p.m. then you ask me. Okay, now this is a very tricky question. Did anyone put answer number 1? Did anyone put answer number 1? If you put that, then there is a mistake already. Okay, now before we go or before we continue, all right, thanks.
What's number 12?
Number 12, the answer is what? Number 12 is okay, number 12 is number 2. Okay, number 2. All right, Philip, Abigail, start your video. Right, don't let me remind you because I don't like to remind people. Right, Philip, on your video as well, Philip. It's important that you need to on your video so that I know that I'm talking to you. All right, I don't want to teach a blank screen. Okay, so Anson, start your video. The next one who off it, I will remove you already. No warning already. Okay, let's go to question 13. Okay, question 13. Now, this is a very tricky question. It's a very good question because if you're not careful, I think you will put down, some of you put number 1, right? But the answer is wrong. Yeah, even though it looks like correct, but it's still wrong. Because why? Because there are numbers. There are numbers on the bar graph. This is 120, this is 30, this is 60 and 60. So if you look at number 1, right, the Malaysia and Thailand, same. And the Malaysia and Thailand is the same as Singapore. So do you think if you look at Singapore, right, do you think this part of Singapore is the same as Malaysia and Thailand? No, not the same. Even though Singapore is the biggest, the most, but it's not equal to Malaysia and Thailand. So your number 1 is out already. Okay, how about number 2? Number 2, A and B, you can see that America and Singapore are almost equal, almost the same, which is also wrong. Yeah. Okay, how about number 3? You look at Singapore. Singapore is half. Like, is it half? If you look carefully, Singapore is 120. But is it half of everybody? So what is the total? The total, if you add together, you take 120 plus 30, and then you plus 60 and plus 60, the total is 270. What is half of 270? Which is 135. But if you look at number 3, do you think Singapore is 100 and is it 135? No, it's not. Singapore is only 120. So number 3 is also out. Yeah, it's a very good question because if you don't read carefully, you will get tricked. So then what is the answer then? Now, if you look carefully, Singapore is the most, right? Yeah, Singapore is the most. So it has the biggest part. And then Malaysia and Thailand, they are equal, right? So they are, the 2 parts must be about the same size. And then America is the least, right? If you look at America, that's the least number. So America must have the smallest part. So your answer has to be number 4. Yeah, okay. So did anyone choose, did anyone get tricked? Yeah, so the answer is number 4. Got to be careful. Okay, so when you do your exam, prelim or PSLE, you cannot be too quick. You have to read carefully first, because sometimes it may be quite easy, but it can be tricky. Okay, let's go to number 14. Okay, number 14 and model drawing. So every time you see fractions, what do? You draw model. So Calista and Dylan had the same number of stickers at first. So how do you draw your model? You always draw forward. Okay, always draw the first sentence, which is like that. And Calista gave 1/8 of her stickers to Dylan. So you need to cut Calista's stickers into 8 boxes. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course, Dylan will also be the same number of boxes, right? And Calista gave 1 box to Dylan. So this 1 box, what do? Give to Dylan, right? And how does the after model look like? The after model will look like this. So your before and after model is together as 1 big model, right? Together as 1. And then what happened later? Calista had 24 fewer than Dylan. So how many stickers did both of them have all together? So the total is unchanged. This is a before and after problem. So you need to ask what is unchanged. And there are 4 answers. Total unchanged, difference unchanged, 1 group unchanged, everything changed. So when there's a transfer, the total is unchanged. So you look at the model, you have 2 units, right? So 2 units will be 24, 1 unit will be 12, right? So how many units they have all together? Okay, then you start counting, right? Start counting, and so 8 times 2, 16 units, right? 8 times 2, they have all together 16 units. So 12 times 16. So do your working, 12 times 16, you will get 192 stickers altogether. Answer number 3. Okay, clear? Yep. Okay, question number 15, right? Number 15. Okay, now question 15. This can be a little bit hard for some of us. So Jane packed 408 cupcakes into so many boxes. Each box contained either 10 or how many? Okay, 10 or 6, right? Okay, Miss, I need to take away the highlighting. All right, each box contained either 10 or 6 cupcakes. So given that Jane used the least number of boxes, okay, the least number of boxes to pack all the cupcakes, how many of the boxes contain 10 cupcakes each? Okay, there's a logic here, there's a concept here, a very simple concept. If you want to use the least boxes, then you need to put all the cupcakes into, you need to put many cupcakes into 1 box. So you must have many boxes of 10, okay, boxes of 10 cupcakes inside. So what do? All right, they are all together 408 cupcakes, right? So I want to have many boxes of 10. So I start with only 1 box of 6. Okay, 1 box of 6. Okay, because you want the least boxes, right? Then all the boxes, as many of them, must contain 10 cupcakes each. So how many cupcakes will be in the boxes of 10? So 408 minus 6, you will get 402, right? 402. But these 402 cupcakes cannot divide by 10. You can't divide by 10 because every box must have 10 cupcakes. So what do? You do listing. Again, there's a method here called listing. So you have another box of 6. Okay, another box of 6. And then what are the remaining cupcakes? Then you take 408 minus 12. So 408 minus 12, you will have 396 cupcakes. And this 396 cupcakes cannot divide by 10 also, right? You can't divide by 10. So you continue to what? Continue to list. Okay, so let's continue to list. Okay, by the way, 408 minus 12 is 396, right? Okay, so you continue to list. So you have 3 boxes of 6 cupcakes. And then how many boxes, then how many is the remaining? So 408 minus 18, you have 390 cupcakes. And can you put all these cupcakes into boxes of 10? Yeah, you can put into boxes of 10 already, right? So how many boxes of 10 can you put all this inside? You divide by 10, you can put 39 boxes. Okay, 39 boxes of 10. Okay, 39 boxes of 10. And then this will be how many boxes of 6? this will be 3 boxes of 6. Okay, 3 boxes of 6 and 39 boxes of 10. Yep. So how many boxes contain 10 cupcakes each? So answer 39 boxes. You understand? Clear? Okay. All right. So Aiden, understand, Aiden? Okay. Anyone not clear, you got to let me know, because Mr. wants you to make sure you understand. If you don't understand after the lesson, you got to tell me. All right. So break up. So how to get the least boxes? You have to put as many cupcakes into boxes of 10, and then you will have the least number of boxes already. All right. Okay. Question 16. Let's go to question 16. And okay, let's move on. Okay, question number 16, the easy ones. Okay, so you have 108.5 plus 1.99. Okay, this one don't make mistake because it's a giveaway. So put the 0 in the blank space. 0 plus 9 is 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. Carry 1, bring the decimal point down. 1 plus 8 plus 1, then 10, carry 1, and you get 110.49. Okay, 110.49. Got it? Okay, question 17. How do you change the fraction into a decimal? You just have to what? Make the denominator into a 10, 100, or 1,000. And then you can get the decimal very fast. So you have 5 and 8 over 100. Okay, and what's the decimal now? The whole number is in front of the decimal point. And this is a 2, there's 100 there, right? So it is a 2 decimal place. So what do you do with the numerator? Push it all the way to the end, and the blank space here is a 0. So 5.08. So it's a 2 decimal place. Okay, so answer 5.08. Okay, question number 18. Okay, 7a. Okay, this when you see this question, now do not break up the steps. If you break up the steps, you will forget to do something. So put all the steps together like this. 7a is 7 times 9, 63, plus, then write everything together in one big step. 2a will be 2 times 9, which is 18. And then the answer divided by 5. So do everything in one equation. All right, so that you don't forget something. So when you do everything in one equation, you can see what is the next thing to do already. 63 plus 10 over 5. Yeah, and then you know what's the next step to do again, which is 63 plus 2. And of course, your answer will be 65. Okay, right. So lesson here, don't break up the steps. If you break up the steps, then you may forget the last few steps that you have to do. Okay, question 19. Okay, now this one is a P4. All right, it can be a P4 question. Janet thought of a number with 2 decimal places. When she rounded to the nearest whole number, it became 37. What was the greatest possible number that she could have thought of? So method here, a number line. Okay, you have a number line. You want the number, you want 37, right? So put 37 here. And because you are rounding to, because you are thinking of a number with 2 decimal places, then you change the whole number into 2 decimal places. And the first number on the left side will be 36. And the third number on the right side will be 38. And they are all in 2 decimal places. And then what do you do next? Then you cut the line in the center to find what's the middle number, which is 36.50, and this will be 37.50. Okay, so which is the biggest number? When you round off, it becomes 37, right? 37, you want the number to be this, right? So what is the biggest number that when you round off? So the biggest number is very easy. Just minus 1 from this. So 37.50 minus 1, you will get 37.49. And when you round this to the nearest 2 decimal place, it will become, or nearest whole number, it will become 37. So this is your greatest, okay, the greatest number when you round off to the nearest whole number. It will become 37. And then what's the smallest? What's the smallest number? This is the smallest 2 decimal place. Okay, smallest 2 decimal place. Understand? Okay, so this one we learned that in P4. So you must know how to get the greatest. How do you get the greatest? You just take this, okay, take 37.50, just minus 1, and you get the greatest already. And then how do you get the smallest? Then this one will be the smallest already. Clear? Okay, now let's go on to the next one. Okay, time to remove some students already. Okay, Garrett, you just came in, so you got to show your video. Yeah, Ashlyn, what happened, Ashlyn? Can you on the video, Ashlyn? Right. Okay, so everybody is the video is turned on. So, yep.
I have on it already.
But we still saw the video off. The video was off. Okay, but anyway, try to keep the video on, all right? Okay, okay, let's go to question 20. Now, question 20, we can't do that because the numbers are missing. Okay, so we will skip the question. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Question 21. Okay, list all the common factors. So you have to write down 1 times 14. Okay, there's no shortcut for this. Don't do your mind because it's very dangerous. So put all the workings there. 2 times 7 is 14. And then 3 cannot, 4 cannot, 5 cannot, 6, 7 have already. So stop, right? Don't have to write anymore. Then 1 times 35. And then 2 cannot, 3 cannot, 4, 5, 5 times 7. And you get 35. 6 cannot, 7 have already. So what are the common factors? Then you circle. Circle the common factors and your 7 also, and you get 1 and 7. Okay, so this is a giveaway question. So try not to make mistakes for easy questions. Yeah, Caleb?
I wrote 1,7.
1 also can. 1,7 also can. All right. Okay, question 22. Now, question 22, which two lines are parallel? Okay, now, okay, now I will just give you the answer. Okay, the answer is this one. Okay, your CD and your BE. Some of us can find these two lines quite easily because they point in the same directions. But how do you prove? How do you prove whether they are? How do you prove? How do you prove whether they are parallel? Okay, now to prove whether they are parallel. Okay, can you see something? All right, you look for the. Okay, how do you prove whether these two lines are parallel? Okay, for example, okay, Mr. I need to erase, I need to use a shorter, a thinner line. Okay, let me just erase this part. And if you notice carefully, right, if you notice carefully at these two lines that are parallel, the two lines starts at the corners, right? Right, at the corners. And then your C, the D is also at the corner. But be careful, the E is not at the corner, the E is not touching the corner. But they are still parallel. How do you know they are parallel? You just have to look for the line that cuts through the corner. For example, here. Okay, here. Yep. And then what else? Okay, and then okay, let me see whether. Okay, make sure the line touches the corner, and then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you have 6 and 4. Right, 6 squares down, 4 squares to the left. Then you go to this, the B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you also have 1, 2, 3, 4. See, the line also passes through the corner. Can you see that? Yeah, so you look at the squares and you count 6 and 4, 6 and also 4. So which means that these two lines that I'm highlighting, they are parallel because they have the same pattern, 6, 4. All right. So that's how you know they are parallel. Okay, how about perpendicular? Now, perpendicular will be also quite easy to recognize. So your perpendicular lines will be here. Okay, this one and this one. And again, how do you know? Well, there are two ways. You can use a ruler. Okay, use a ruler. Okay, use a ruler, and it has to be a transparent ruler. And then put it on one of the blue lines. Okay, and see whether does it form an L shape. Yeah, something like that. So these two lines are perpendicular. But is there a way to prove it without using the ruler? Yeah, you can also prove it, right? How do you prove it? Okay, I'm going to show you how you prove it. How do you prove that these two lines are perpendicular? Okay, I'm going to erase the two lines. Can you see again? Right, can you see again the letter A to the letter C? Okay, so count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8, 4, right? 8, 4. All right, and then do the same thing. All right. So from here, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So you have 4 already. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the line cuts through the corner of the square. So it means that these two lines, they are equal length and also right angle. They are right angle to each other. Okay. So that's how you prove whether they are parallel and perpendicular. Okay, got it? Okay, so what's the answer? Okay, let me just put down the answer for part A. So you have BE, right? BE and CD are parallel. And then which are perpendicular? Your AC, AF. Okay, AC and AF. Okay, some of you may have different letters, okay, different letters, but as long as your lines are part of my lines, right? You are still correct. Like some of you put AB, right? AB is, like some of you put AB, right? AB is perpendicular to what? Perpendicular to AF, okay? So also correct. So as long as your lines are part of my blue colored lines or red colored lines, your answers are correct. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, next one. Okay, timeline. How long is the gym open each day? So from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. You can do some finger counting or timeline. So 8:30 morning, what's the middle of the day? Which is 12:30, right? 12:30 p.m. That's the middle, right? The reference. And then 9:30 will be the closing time. And then you just do jumping. So 8:30 to 12. Yeah, okay, hurry, you can go. If you need to go toilet, just go, okay, just go. All right. So 8:30 to 12:30 is 4 hours. And then from 12:30 to 9:30 will be 9 hours. So 4 plus 9, 13. So if you don't know how to count with your fingers, then use a timeline, okay? Use a timeline. Okay, yeah, Caleb.
There's an hour sign already.
There's an hour sign. Oh yeah, there's an hour sign. Then leave out then you can just put 13 now. Okay, put 13. Okay, now part B, I will advise you to draw a timeline. Part B, Mrs. Lim.
Oh, I'm not done copying.
Okay, all right, okay. So do you get the answer correct for part A? Yeah, part A is actually not very hard lah. You can use fingers to count the hours. Okay, done, Caleb? Okay, finish already? Okay, so let's go on, okay? All right, let me just erase and let's go to part B. Now, Mrs. Lee spent 1 hour 45 minutes at the gym, and given that she finished her workout at 5:25 p.m. All right, so this is the ending time, right? So you have to jump back to find what time she start. So how do you jump back? You can jump to nearest hour, or you just minus 1 hour also can, and that will give you 4:25 p.m. All right, and then you jump back 45 minutes. But there's a problem, right? Very hard to jump 45 minutes. So you jump to your nearest hour, which is 4 p.m. So minus what? Minus 25 minutes to get 4 p.m. And then jump back another, how many more? 45 minus 25, you have to jump back another 20, right? 20 minutes. So 4 p.m. is what? 4 p.m. is also 4 o'clock. 4.00. So the 00 is like 60. So 60 minus 20, you get 40. So that will be 3:40, right? 3:40 p.m. And your answer has to be, oh no, it's a 12-hour clock, right? The answer. So 3:40 p.m. And that's the starting time, right? She started a workout at 3:40 p.m. Yep. Okay, understand? Okay, clear so far? All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, question 24, right? Question 24. Now, so you have straight lines. Okay, straight lines. When you see straight lines, what do? Immediately, there is what? You have X already, okay? And opposite angles are the same. So 155 minus 69, you will get the angle here. So quite easy. So 155 minus 69, you get 86 degrees. So your angle Z is 86. All right. Okay, hope you didn't have a lot of mistakes, but this paper one is a bit hard. There are some questions that are actually quite hard. So you just try your best to get as many marks as you can. All right, let's go to question 25. Okay, question 25 is a giveaway question again. What's the shaded part? Please don't use takeaway method, all right, even though you still get the answer correct. But this is a very nice triangle. So one step only, half times base times height. So what's the base of the triangle? 12 cm. What's the height? The height is right angle to the base. So the height is 45 cm. So you just have one step because it's a very nice shaded triangle. So half times 12 times 45. Okay, and then no calculator, so divide by 2 and divide by 2. And then 6 times 45 will be 270 centimeters square. Okay, All right. So you will have some questions in the PSLE in your prelim paper that are quite easy. It's to help you to get the marks, right? So there's quite a good balance in the type of questions you get. Okay, question 26. Okay, line graph, bar graph. So the bar graph shows the fun fair sold by a group of students. The bar shows the students who sold 3 tickets each is not shown. Given that 3/8, all right, now lesson here. When you see fraction, there is a family of fractions. What is the family? It means that there is one whole, 8 units, okay? 8 units. And then 3/8 or 3 units are the students who sold 3 tickets. Then where is the 5/8? Then the 5/8 must be what? Must be this one, this one, this one, and this one. That will be your 5 units. Okay, 5 units. So you need to put the numbers on the bars, okay, before you even start to answer. All right, let's put the numbers on the bars. So one ticket has 4 students. 4 students sold 1 ticket. Okay, and then how many students sold 2 tickets? That will be 12. And then you have 15 students sold 4 tickets. And then you have 9 students who sold 5 tickets. So add them all together. So 4 plus 12 plus 15 plus 9, that is 40. And 40 is how many units? 40 is 5 units. So you find how many is 1 unit. So 40 divided by 5, 1 unit is 8. So if 1 unit is 8, then 3 units, which is 3/8, how many is that? 8 times 3, 24. So you have 24 students who sold 3 stickers each. So answer 24. Okay, clear? So there's when you see fraction, there is a family. Okay, there's a family of fractions. Okay, question 27. Okay, 27. The rectangular tank below is 2/3. So it means that this water is 2/3. Again, there's a family, right? A family of fractions. So 1/3 is empty. Then 3/3 is the whole tank. Yeah. And the base area of the tank is 120 centimeters square. That's the base area. And it contains 2.4 liters. Oh, what does that mean? It means that your 2/3 is 2.4 liters. And you will need to change it to cm because the base area is cm square. So change the liters into cm. So 2.4 times 1,000. And you have to know how to shift the decimal point to the right. So 1, 2, 3. And so that will be 2,400 centimeter cube, right? And that is 2 units. So 1 unit, you divide by 2, you will get 1,200 cm cube. So what is the height of the container? To find the height of the container, you must know the volume of the same thing, which is also the container. So what's the volume of the container? 3 units. So 1,200 times 3, the volume of the container is 3,600 cm cube. And then how do you find the height? Okay, now to find the height, okay, you take base area times height, which I don't know, and that will give me the volume of the container. So if you don't know how to find the height, write down your formula. Okay, base area times height equal volume. So how do you get the question mark? You take 3,600 divide by 120. Okay, no calculator again. So what do? So you will have to cancel, right? Cancel the zeros. So cancel 2 zeros. Sorry, Mr. Divide by 120, right? Yeah. So cancel how many zeros? Cancel 1 0 here, and here cancel 1 0. And then what do? Then you cover the 0 and you take 36, divide by 12, you get 3, and then put the 0 behind. So what is the height of the water? What is the height of the container? Which is 30 cm. Do you understand? So there's a lot of things that you have to apply. What you learn in school, you have to apply, like how to multiply numbers with zeros, how to divide numbers with zeros. All this will come out in your paper 1. Okay, let's go to question 28.
Wait, I haven't copied.
Okay, hurry. There's still a question that means not to think about it, right? There's a question at the front. Okay. Done, ready?
Wait, I only left 2 more. 1.
Okay, so is the lesson clear for everybody? Okay.
I only get 1 wrong for this paper.
Get what?
Correct. Like
You get one correct, only get one correct answer.
No, one wrong.
Okay, then okay, not bad if you get one wrong answer only. Okay, let's go to question 28. Okay, now question 28 looks hard, But if you have done what Mr. has told you in our weekly lesson, you will find that it's quite easy. So what did Mr. Ong say about this? When you see identical rhombus, so what do? Right, some of you get stuck, don't know how to do because you did not mark out the sides. Okay, rhombus has all equal sides, and there's another identical rhombus. And before we mark out the side, okay, before we mark out, do you know that there is an isosceles triangle inside? Do you know that there's something quite special in this diagram? If you don't mark out the side, you don't see anything, right? But when you mark out the side, you will see something quite interesting if you mark out the side. So let's mark out the side, and all the sides of rhombus are equal, and the other rhombus is also identical. And now can you see what is the isosceles triangle? There is an isosceles triangle already, right? So you have to mark out the side. Okay, then how to get the question mark ABE? Where is your ABE? This one, right? Okay, what do you know about rhombus? Opposite angles are the same, 65 degrees. And what is this angle here? That will be 75 minus, where's 75? Oh, 75 degrees, oh, that's 75, right? 75 minus 65, you will get 10, is it 10? Let me see, okay, 10, right? Okay, so this angle here is 10 degrees, right? Yeah, and then what do? And you can see that you have an isosceles triangle because you mark out the side, that's why it's isosceles. So what do? You take 180 minus 10, and then you divide by 2, right? So 180 minus 10 divided by 2, you will get 85. So the question mark here is 85, and this other angle is also the same. So answer 85 degrees. Yeah. So what is the lesson that Mr. has always been telling you? When you see any sides that are equal, you have to mark out the sides because it will bring out something that is hidden, which is the isosceles triangle. And if you see parallel lines, you have to mark out the arrowheads because when there are arrowheads, when there are parallel lines, there are important properties also, right? When there are parallel lines. Okay, but over here, yeah, you have to mark out the sides. All right, clear? Okay, let's go to question 29. All right, 2 more questions. Okay, question 29.
Mr. Ong, I'm not done.
Okay, okay, hurry. So do you find the paper tough? Is the paper one hard? Okay, if it's hard, can you do a knot? Okay, okay, some people give a knot. Okay, so if the paper is not tough, give a give a shake. Not tough. Okay, some of you not tough. Okay, well done. Okay, but if you find it tough, you just need to keep doing. Right? Keep doing and don't make the same mistakes. Understand, apply, and everything will be okay. Okay, now how about this one? Line method. So line method. So you have a line method, and Ayomi paid I think it's $36, right? I can't really see clearly. $36. All right, and from 7:30, so 07:30. I would like to change it to 12-hour clock, so easier, okay, easier to interpret. So 07:30 is what time? So 0, there's a 0 in front, so that's morning already. So 7:30 morning. Okay, so what will be the latest time that she must return? Okay, question mark. So what do? Very easy, right? Always cut the first hour, and that will be how much? So that will be $12. So below is what? Below is the duration. 1 hour, the first hour, and that will be $12. And then what's the balance? 36 minus 12, that will be $24, which is how many groups? So when you see every additional, that is like one group. So one group. So you don't have to cut many parts. And how much is one group? One group is $4. So you take 24, all right, $24 and divide by $4. Okay, let's put over here. Divide by $4, you will get 6 groups. 6 groups. And 6 groups is how long? 6 times, each group is half an hour, right? So that will give you 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. And then you add the total hours will be 4 hours. So what time did he has to return? So 7:30 a.m. plus 4 hours later, I think it's 11:30, right? So 11:30 a.m. So he has to return at 11:30. Oh, and your answer must be 24-hour clock. So change back. So how do you change back? This is a.m. So you don't add 12. So you just put 11. Okay, 11:30. Yep. Okay, understand? Okay, now the last question. Okay, the last question, I'm going to show you a method. Now, we talk about a lot of methods, not a lot of methods, assumption, grouping, model, systematic listing, what else? Table method. All right, now there's a method here that I need you to be aware to do questions like this, because if you don't know how to do, then there's a method which for my students, which I don't really talk about, but I do talk about it, but I don't talk about it very often because it's seldom do we see these kind of questions. So what's the method? The method is called give a simple, Miss Long just anyhow call this method lah. Give a simple, right? Give a simple example. Okay, there's no official name. All right, the model method, there's a name for it. But this method is not just anyhow call it. Give a simple example. What do you mean? Okay, so I'm going to erase the wordings. All right, this is also a very important method here, but seldom do we use that unless we look at this kind of question. The figure shows two circles. The ratio of the diameter of the small circle to the diameter of the large circle is 1:2. Okay, so picture cannot be very clean. This is what? This is the diameter. Diameter is, call it 1 unit. Okay, because that's what the ratio says. And the diameter of the bigger circle is 2 units. Okay, am I correct? Yeah, and immediately many of you will have done something wrong. You take the small circle area 42 and you thought that it was 1 unit. Right, you thought it was 1 unit, right? And then you times 2 and you get 84. So your answer 84, but it's wrong. Now, why wrong? Because the unit is referring to diameter. It's not referring to area. Can you see that? The units are talking about diameter. It's not talking about area. So why do you go and times 2? Right, you cannot times 2, right? Talking about different things. So 0 marks if you get 84 cm square. Okay, then how does this method work? How does this method work? Okay, ready? Okay, this method can help you to solve questions where you don't have a lot of information. All right, there's not a lot of information here. So what do? Give a simple example. For example, let's call the diameter of the small circle, let's call it 2 cm. Diameter 2 cm. That is the method. Give a simple example. 1 unit is 2 cm. But did the question say the diameter is 2 cm? No, never say, right? You just anyhow give a number lah. And then what's the diameter of the big circle? 4 cm. Just anyhow give a number. But make sure the number is very small. Then you go and do what? Then you can find the area of the small circle. Okay, so how do you find? So pi r square, right? So pi r square will be pi. All right, there's no 3.14. So we just leave as in terms of pi. What's the radius of the small circle? The diameter divided by 2. That will give you 1 cm, which is the radius times radius. And you will get 1 pi or pi. 1 pi is also pi. So the area of the small circle is pi. Okay, pi. Then how about the area of the big circle? All right, do the same thing, pi r square. So pi, and what's the radius of the big circle? The radius of the big circle is 4 cm divided by 2. Radius is 2 cm times another radius, and you will get 4 pi centimeter square. What do you see? Do you see something now? The area of the small circle is pi. The area of the big circle is 4 pi. What does it tell you? It tells you that the big circle is 4 times the area of the small circle. So if the small circle is 42 centimeters square, then the big circle must be 4 times. So times 4. And your answer will be 168 centimeters square. Do you understand? Okay, That is the method. Give a simple example, right? Okay, Wenrei, question, Wenrei.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, because this is not easy, right? So when do we use this method? We use this method when we don't have a lot of information, right? We don't have a lot of things inside, don't have a lot of numbers. Then we give a simple example and use the example to what? To get the answer. Okay, clear so far? All right, this method we don't really use, all right, because not many questions are like that. Okay, so, but do be aware that you can do something like this. Okay, now can we go back to the question that we still need to, that we skip? Okay, yeah. Okay, done already? Okay, so I want to go back to that question, and if let's say I can't solve it, right? Maybe Ms. Long has a blackout, like some of you also, you solve and then there's a blackout in the mind. In the exam, there's a blackout. What do? Skip, do others. Then when you've done all the others, then you come back and try to do those questions that you can't do. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that question. And since my mind is a blackout, okay, sometimes I do have blackouts. Then let's get some of you to maybe tell me how you do. Okay, where? What was that question that we skipped? Mr. Where is that question?
Question 7.
Question 7, right? Yeah. 6, 7. Okay, yeah, let me erase this. Okay, now since my mind got a blackout, I'm thinking of systematic listing. Okay, systematic listing. So can someone tell me how you do it? Okay, can someone tell me how you do it? It's time for, maybe we got some time, maybe someone can tell me how you do it, that we all learn from you. Okay, let me get, how about Aiden? Where's Aiden? Are you there, Aiden? Aiden, not there.
I didn't know how to do it.
Okay, who knows how to do it? Then you share with us how you do. Nobody? I'm sure one of you can do it, right? Unless the question is wrong. So who knows how to do it? Nobody? Philip? Yvette? Those, right? Okay, that's terrible, right?
The answer sheet answer is 1.
Yeah, the answer is 1, but how to get number 1? How you get 1? That's the thing. Okay, let's try. Okay.
Guess and check.
Guess and check. Yeah, you can do guess and check. Mr. is not trying to. Okay, we can do that as a last resort. But let's try to use a method so that we don't have to guess and check. So a number when divided by 20. Okay, I think Ms. Tong remember already. Not remember. Ms. Tong understand the question already. A number when divided by 20. So what do? So you work backwards, right? Work backwards. A number when divided by 20 gives a remainder. Gives a remainder of 6. A remainder of 6, right? And so there are two blanks. Okay, 2 missing boxes there. So which of the following can be added to this number to change it to a multiple of 8? Okay, so what do we do? Okay, now you start with 20. Can 20 divide by 20? 20 divide by 20, right? 20 divided by 20, that will be no remainder already, right? 21 divided by 20, there's a remainder 1. So then keep going. How about 26? Okay, 26 divided by 20, right? 26 divided by 20, you will get 1 remainder 6. Yeah, 1 remainder 6. Yeah, correct. Okay, so let's work backwards. 1 times 20. Okay, 1 times 20. Okay, you get 20. And then plus the remainder, that's how you get the question mark, right? Question mark. Okay, understand? So 1 times 20, then you plus the remainder, you get the question mark, which is 26. Okay, let's look at answer number 1. 10 plus 26. Can 10 plus 26, what is that? 10 plus 26 is 36. Can 36 divide by 8? No, cannot, right? How about 7 plus 26? 7 plus 26 is 33. Is 33 a multiple of 8? Also don't have. 5 plus 26 is 31. 31 is not a multiple of 8. Also don't have. 4 plus 26 is 30. 30 cannot divide by 8. Also cannot. So go to the next one. Listing. Okay, listing. So 2 times 20, 40. 40 plus 6 is 46. And do everything again. Can 46 plus 10? Yeah, you get 56. And if 56 is a multiple of 8, yes, 56 is a multiple of 8. So what number can be added? to change it to a multiple of 8, answer number 1, 10. Okay, yeah, actually it's a very simple question, but sometimes we all have blackout. Even Mr. also got blackout. Mr. my blackout, so cannot think. Okay, so now you know how to do already. So Ashley, you got the answer correct, Ashley? Okay, you're very comfortable in your posture. Okay, so any questions? All right, I think the paper for this week is a little hard. Hopefully you can get more than 30. And if you do the paper 2, you will find that it's even harder, right? The paper 2. So some of you are doing the paper 2, right? So it will be a bit harder. Okay, any questions? If you have any questions, you can stay behind. All right, stay behind and ask me. Otherwise, I'll see you the next week. So next Monday, we continue with our prelim paper, right? Okay, so any questions for me? All right, if not, I'll see you the next Monday. All right, then those who want to stay back, you stay back. All right, so see you everybody, Suren, Ming-Shen, see you, bye-bye. And okay, goodbye everybody. All right, goodbye Aiden. Goodbye Caleb. All right, goodbye. Okay, okay, let's see who is staying back. No one is staying back. Okay, so Ning staying back, staying. How about Garrett? Got question? Any question, Garrett and Jared? No question. All right, then I'll see you the next week. Then you can rest early. Tomorrow got school, right? Tomorrow. Okay, so Garrett, so see you next week, all right? Okay, so goodbye, Garrett. Yeah, goodbye, and Jared. All right, Jared, see you next week. Mr. can't see you, but it's time to go already. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.